Hey guys, welcome to another video and thanks for clicking on this one. In this video, I will be talking about this particular ETF that I have often looked at, but I just never took the chance at it. And that is because at some point you start to add assets or ETFs, in this particular case, to your portfolio, and it doesn't really make your portfolio any better. However, I'm beginning to have a different opinion about this particular ETF. If you've seen the title, it is the SCHG ETF. This is the Charles Schwab or Schwab U.S. Large Cap Growth ETF. And there's been a lot of buzz around this particular one lately. And I thought, you know what? I need to look into this even more. Maybe there's something I'm missing. And of course, I would say, maybe I've missed a few things over the years, because this particular SCHG ETF has actually returned tremendously over the years. Now, don't get me wrong, even if you had a SPY and the likes, you would have done okay. However, SCHG has some little things, or say sauces that is added to it that makes it even better. And that's why I'm beginning to consider it now. And honestly, before I started making this video, I went on my Robinhood portfolio, which I use for this particular ETF. And I just made an automatic buy, which I cannot show at this point because I already submitted the order. Made an automatic buy every week of putting money into SCHG. So what is this video going to be about? Well, I want to show you some of the things that I've seen myself just in my time looking at this ETF. I'm going to share them with you, and of course you can do your own due diligence and figure out if it's an option for you. And if it's not, it's okay. At the end of the day, there are tons of ETFs you can always put your money into, and they will do okay as well. But here's something that I want you to consider. There are a few things that I want to mention about SCHG. Now, for example, SPY and even the Vanguard, right? The Vanguard ETFs that we know, the growth Vanguard ETFs that we have, like the VTIs and the VOO and the likes. In as much as those have done really well, there's something I want to point out here. First of all, let's talk about the expense ratio on this SCHG. At this time, the total expense ratio you can expect to pay is 0.040%. This is important because even on SPY, if you hold a SPY ETF, the last time I checked, which I actually just checked it not too long, the expense ratio on that is 0.0945%. And that means that you are paying a little bit more for something that hasn't performed as well. And what do I mean by that? Let me show you this. If I go back to the comparisons that I did here, this is the Schwab U.S. Large, which is the SCHG. As you can see, in 5 years, remember, this is going to be a long-term hold. We are ready to rock with whatever happens in the stock market. Even if it crashes, we're going to be holding on to this one. We're not planning to sell. And if we look at this in the past 5 years, SCHG, which is the blue one, has returned around 124%, okay, as you can see. And SPY, right, which is another favorite one, has only returned around 95.95%. So that is almost, 30% difference in these two numbers, and that is significant, especially when you compound this over 10 years, 15 years. Assuming it continues to perform, this will definitely perform or outperform SPY in this particular example. And now the other thing that I want to mention to you about SCHG that has really made me to again start to consider adding it to my portfolio. And again, there's nothing wrong. I don't believe I've missed much, but yes, have I missed something? Absolutely. Like based on the returns I've just showed you, it's a bit painful to realize that I could have maybe put more money into this sooner, but it's okay. One of the other things that I want to put to you, to let you see, is the portfolio itself. One of the things that has made this work the way it has worked, okay, about SCHG, is the fact of its the way it's distributed, the distribution or the percent of assets that is held in SCHG, and that is why it has performed well. You have to understand that the performance of SCHG is based on taking on a little bit more risk. If you look at the holdings of, say, SPY and the way the distributions are made or the assets in it, you would notice that it doesn't hold, those ones do not hold as much of, say, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple in them. They hold some, they are probably the top weighted holdings in that portfolio. But what is happening is that, for example, Nvidia is 12% of this particular SCHG portfolio, right? Microsoft is another 11%. So those two alone are already more than 23% in this holdings. And of course, these three, or this top three that you see here, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, they've all performed well. These are part of the Mark 7. They've all performed well in the past couple of years, hence the return we see. So it is important to emphasize that, yes, these returns, they've been stellar, they've been great, hence the reason why SCHG has performed so well, but it also means that you're taking on more risk. So with that, it doesn't mean that this is ideal for everybody, especially somebody who may be holder and who may be looking at, say, retirement or maybe to preserve cash. This may not be the best to put in a lot of money into, because hey, if Nvidia or these top three companies go down, you're almost out of almost 30% of or your portfolio because it's so heavily weighted in these particular companies. So that is something to keep in mind. But I personally want to take more risk at this stage of my life, especially when I know that I have some money to cover, say, my emergency fund, and I have some money to cover my regular expenses. And I know that whatever I'm investing now is to get my money to work as hard as I can get it to work. So if that is your goal, then definitely you should consider SCHG and add it to your portfolio. Now, it doesn't have to be the only one in your portfolio, but adding it to your portfolio could also give you more exposure to returns that we've seen. One thing that really then nailed it for me, okay, was when I went back to look at the return of SCHG since inception, which I think I saw on Robinhood. It has returned 850%. And if I compare that to the SPY, which is another grade ETF, which is, pretty good, the SPDR ETF here that you see, the SPY. If I go to since inception or max, this has returned only 363%. Now, so SCHG definitely has something over SPY. Now, I know that we can still look at VTI or VOO, but I don't want to make this video too long for any reason, because the goal is just to show you some of these key highlights that I've seen. Low expense ratio, very good returns in intermediate term period, and even on a long term period, exponentially great returns as well. And of course, it's the exposure to very volatile market or stocks, which then gives you the ability to make a lot of money even within the short time as well. Now, this is definitely not a prediction into what will happen in the future, because of course things can take a drastic turn. So, exercise caution when you put your money into this. The goal is not to go sell everything and put all your money into this particular one, but it's just to let you know what you could be missing, which again, I missed out on for some time. Now, if you're somebody who is looking to avoid taking on excessive risk by investing in single stocks, this definitely offers the diversification that you have as well, or that you need. And you don't have to do any analysis or sit down with the computer all day to figure out if you should buy a stock or not, because if you just set it on automatic investment, let it automatically do its thing, and you don't have to even think about it. And guess what? Returns like this might be something you can earn as well. Of course, if you found value in this one, please don't forget to drop a like on the video. I'd love to see you in a future one.